Hey guys, can we have a little talk about cradle cap, which my baby has got a bit of. He's actually looking much better. I've been getting on top of that. Now, cradle cap looks more alarming than it is. It's not super attractive. Some kids get it really badly. It's just one of two things from what I'm aware of. Either the oil glands in the head just overactive and going crazy. So fancy word for the oil glands, but you get the picture. Or it can be a fungal infection, in which case coconut oil is probably your best bet, because coconut oil is antifungal. I've been reading up on it because I thought I'd better read up before I did a video in case there was something that I had wrong. I was actually a little bit disturbed at some of the stuff that I read. I thought, right, there's even more motivation to have a little talk about this. So a lot of the advice out there was to shampoo the head and all the rest of it, which is totally unnecessary because a little baby doesn't need all these extra things put onto them, and quite often the products that we put on them is what upsets their skin in the first place, especially fragrances. So all you need to do is either after a bath when your hair is wet is to then get something rough, like not super rough but soft, and just give it a rub, and then oil it. And just do this a little bit of time. I think the biggest temptation with the cradle cap is to sit there and pick, or in this little fellow's case, his siblings, got plenty of siblings, tempted to pick, and I've had to be really careful with what they do. What I have been doing, so you can do whatever works for you. A detangler brush is lots of fun. You have to be really super light, so you can just hear the noise of it on their scalp, and only do it till it's a little bit, you'll see it gets a little bit red, and then stop so it doesn't get red and raw. And you can easily do that while you're breastfeeding if you've got a free hand. The oil that I'm using is one that my son and I have made, so it's just olive oil, and it's got colour and calendula in it. Calendula is amazing for all things skin, everything, and colour is also amazing. So this is a super duper fabulous oil that I like to use on him. And so what I'll do is just give his scalp a bit of a rub, and I've just been rubbing behind his ears as well because they've been a bit dry. And first one of my kids ever to get a little bit of cradle cap along his eyebrows and just on his nose. So what we'll do, I'm not going to do it over the blanket because you wouldn't believe how much skin actually comes off when you do this. So we're going to move him over here. Just a little side note with that my daughter would appreciate being noticed is that she very carefully chose his outfit to match his wrap. So we've got the tiger and the lion and the giraffe and stuff. I thought it was very clever of her. I'm just going to wrap him up. So after I have done this little exercise, what I often do is then go and get the dustpan and sweep it all up. So if you can see in here, there's just a little bit left. So I've actually got most of it off. And just really lightly, super lightly, like that. You see there's a bit coming off there. So you want to do this over the process of a little while, you know, maybe a few times a day, or just maybe once in the morning, once at night, and just take it really easy for a little while. Or you can see, we'll try the cloth as well to show you, and give that a bit of a rub, and off comes. Hello darling, sorry, fast asleep, eh? So obviously when you're feeding and you've got one hand free and you're not doing much, it's a great time to do it because you're already having a cuddle together and you've got one free hand. So why not two birds with one stone? And then when you're finished, see there's actually not, I've nearly got most of this off. Can you just see it coming off? And then when you're finished, what I do is oil it again. And then leave him and continue to tell his siblings no picking, no matter how tempting it is. See, that's getting quite a bit off there. Just lightly, barely touching your skin. And just in case you think it, you know, just check that it is super oiled, or if you've done it after a bath, it really is nice and wet. But like I say, there is no need to be adding to the issue and shampooing them up and all these other weird and wonderful things that are suggested. Just something nice and simple. Coconut oil I've used in the past and it's worked really, really well. I'm just using this oil because it's one that we've made and it's really nice. Otherwise I'd still be using the coconut oil. Okay, and that is actually probably just about enough for them. Give it a wee rub. Oh, darling. And make sure that there's no sore spots left. And then leave it, so that I wouldn't do that again for quite a few hours actually. Just let this little head settle. And it doesn't take long. If you do this for about a week, you'll sort of see I didn't do any rubbing, and you see that that's all just about better there. Just about completely gone. Okay, so yeah, cradle cap's not something to worry about. Just not very sightly really. There you go.